Okay, well, here we have the man begins at the house and is moving at a rate of 6 meters per second to the left. It takes him 8 seconds for him to come to rest, which means he's going to be slowing down. Determine the acceleration in the final position. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, since he's moving and then comes to rest, all right, it's implied that he is slowing down. So we're going to draw our motion diagram, moving to the left and getting slower. During this time, our change in velocity will be pointing to the right. So given where the origin is, the house to the right is positive, to the left is negative. So a couple things before we actually start filling out any of these numbers. Our initial velocity is pointing to the left. Our final velocity is going to be 0 in this case since it's not moving. So 0 meters per second. Our initial position is to the right of the origin at the house, so that's going to be a positive 8 meters. And our initial velocity is pointing to the left, so this will be a negative 6 meters per second. To anticipate a couple things here, my change in velocity is pointing to the right, which means my acceleration is also going to point to the right. So I should get a positive number here for my acceleration. And then time we know is 8 seconds. So here we're looking for the acceleration and the final position. Before doing the math, the two graphs I will do are the velocity versus time and the acceleration just because. All right, so we start at a negative 6 meters per second. So we're going to start below the time axis and it's going to come to rest, which means it's going to go to the time axis. So our velocity versus time graph is going to look like this. Now the slope of this graph is going to be positive, which means my acceleration will also be positive. We can double check that using our motion diagram, and the change in velocity / acceleration arrow is also pointing to the right. So since the slope is constant, the acceleration will be constant as time goes on. So my velocity and acceleration graphs will look like these two here. So we don't know our acceleration, but we do know mathematically our acceleration is our change in velocity divided by our change in time. Okay, so we can write it like this, or we can write it using the motion equation that we have on our expression sheet. So here we know our final velocity is 0. Our initial velocity is a negative 6 meters per second. Don't forget the subtraction in here. It's going to be important. And then we have 8 seconds is our time interval. So our acceleration mathematically is going to be positive 0.75 meters per second. And this is important because it makes sense here with our motion diagram with the acceleration pointing to the right, and it makes sense here with our velocity versus time graph. The slope of it is positive, so we should be looking forward here. Now on to position. Okay, so now if we use our position equation as a function of time squared, we know it begins at positive 8 meters. All right, we add to that the negative 6 meters per second times 8 seconds, and add to that 1/2 times our positive 0.75 times 8 seconds squared. If we calculate all this out, we have positive 8 meters minus 48 meters plus another 24 meters. When you combine all these, this is going to be negative 16 meters will be our final position. Last graph I saved is position versus time. So we know it begins at positive 8. And we know that it's moving to the left. So on a position versus time graph, the slope represents the velocity. So the slope is going to be large initially and negative due to the large velocity pointing to the left. And over time, it's getting smaller, which means the slope will go from steep to shallow. So if we start with a steep negative slope and make it more shallow, as time goes on, the slope will go to 0, all right, which means the velocity is 0. So your position versus time graph will look something like this.